Okay, perfect.
So we're just going to wait probably till 2 or 3 after, just in case anybody filters in. We got a couple people that are just listening, so be just a couple more minutes, and then we'll get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen just to make sure that that's working. All right. Let me know if you guys are able to see my screen.
Yes,
Okay,
I can see it.
All right. We'll wait just one more minute and then we'll go ahead and get started. If you guys hear any snoring in the background, that's my pug. She sleeps on the floor behind me, and she refuses to move. So she's on all my meetings with me.
No worries. I have my dog here too.
Work from home, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. We'll probably have some people filter in as we get going. Like I said, there's some people that are just listening in, but you guys can feel free to jump in, ask questions, share anything that you want to. This is a mastermind, so would love your input, your questions, anything that comes up for you. So we're going to start off. We're just going to talk about what is AI, right? So artificial intelligence is just a computer program. Which has the ability to learn and make decisions on its own. So it is controlled by people and owned by people like any other technology. So a lot of the debate and the discussion that's going on right now is about what kind of laws do we need, to put around AI, and what kind of regulations or disclaimers do we need around AI. So there's a lot of discussion going on right now about that. But let's talk about what AI is not. It's not killer software and robots that are going to spring to life and murder the human race, right? Like you see in the movies. But how can we talk about different types of AI? The first one you've probably heard of is ChatGPT. They were kind of the first into the market. The original ChatGPT only has information up until September of 2021. They are continuously improving. They do have a paid option for you now. So if you do want to pay for that, you can get even more up-to-date information. Now, Bard is Google's platform. This one connects to the internet. You can go ahead and sign up for this. It's free. I use this one a little bit more than ChatGPT, just because it is connected to the internet. But pretty much all of the major platforms are starting to integrate AI. So LinkedIn has an AI integration now that'll actually help you write your LinkedIn posts. X just came out with an integration. All of the major platforms are going to be integrating with AI. It's just a matter of time. So one of my favorite things to do with AI is headshot generators and image generators. So this is just an example for you guys of the ways that you can use AI in your business. Let's say that you have an outdated headshot, but you really don't want to go and get custom headshots done. It's pretty time consuming and pretty expensive. So everything on this page I have generated through AI. So I uploaded some photos of myself, took some selfies, and all of the headshots that I use in my business are AI generated. You can also use the generator to create images. So sometimes when I'm searching for images for things like Instagram or LinkedIn, I don't want to infringe on any copyright. So if I go in and create this through something like Hotpot AI, then I don't have to worry about infringing on any copyright. So I could create, like I did in the bottom middle, modern home with a pool, and it'll create that image for me. So Hotpot AI is great. You get 10 images a day for free. And then if you want to do your headshots, they have different packages available for you, but it's pretty inexpensive. Now, Hotpot was the third platform that I tried. The first two were pretty bad. So there's better quality options out there. Sometimes you have to play around with them. There's some apps that I know people have used, but I find that Hotpot.ai has been the easiest one for me. So that's one example of how you can use AI in your business, is generating images. Now, what else can we do with AI? How else can we use this in our business? So we talked about the headshot and the image generator. Another really cool thing is helping you write your listing descriptions. So not only can you go into like a ChatGPT or a Bard, you can type in the features of your listing. So it's a 3-bedroom, 4-bath with a pool, 3-car garage, and it'll help you write your listing description. You can also take an old listing description and you can paste it in there and say, reword this. Once it's generated, you want to make sure you go in there and edit everything. It's not perfect, obviously, but this is a great way for you to have a starting point when you're writing your listing descriptions so that you don't have to start from scratch. The third way that you can use AI is you can use it to craft creative and interesting emails, posts, and blogs. So this is a great way for you to generate content. And most agents that I talk to, that's one of their biggest challenges is, what do I talk about? How do I generate content? You can say, what's a creative post for a real estate agent for the month of November in your state in this tone? And it'll craft this article for you or this post for you, and then you just go in and edit it. Blogs, you can definitely go in and copy and paste a blog and go in and rewrite it. So that's a way for you to take something that's already been created and easily turn it into new content for you. You can also get help with emails to clients, and you can even create drip marketing campaigns. So you can say, please write a 5-email campaign to a first-time home buyer talking about A, B, and C. And it'll actually create an entire 5-email sequence. Help with emails to clients. You could say, I need to do a price reduction on a home. Please write an email to my client letting them know, what to expect and why this is important. And it'll help you get a starting point. You can also write scripts. If you're going to be making phone calls or if you're going to be sending out any kind of voicemail campaigns, you can go in there and write your scripts with AI. And I want to reemphasize this. I can't say this enough. It gives you a starting point, and then you can go in and edit it and put your own spin on it. And then that way it becomes more like yours, right? So you don't want it to sound like it's coming from AI. So you want to make it personal, and you want it to sound like you. And then, as I said, you can reword online marketing materials. So if you see something that another agent posts and you think, wow, that's really great, you can just put it in there and say, reword this, and then you can start from there and make it your own again. So also, you can ask questions like, what are the best ways to use digital targeted marketing to get the word out about a new listing? What's the best way to attract first-time home buyers? What should I prepare for my listing presentation to impress a potential seller? So you can get a lot of ideas, not just copyright. And then the most important thing when you're talking about AI is your prompts, right? Because it depends on what you put in as to what you're going to get back out. So be sure to provide enough information. You can, tweak your prompts. You can go back and keep running them over and over with, and then always make sure that you're proofreading before you're sending that out or posting anything. So here's a few more examples. Write an email in a professional and friendly tone from a real estate agent to their client that notifies them about a potential price reduction. Ensure that it makes sense in the current market, and they will get their home sold much faster if they trust the agent, right? So the more information you can give, the better your outcome is going to be. So this is the result of the prompt that I just read to you guys. Dear client, hope this email finds you well. I'm writing to discuss the current market conditions and how they impact the sale of your home. As you can go through here, it says, I know you may be hesitant to reduce the price, but I believe it's in your best interest. I bolded, I know that, because I feel like you could probably take that out and just say, you may be hesitant to reduce the price, but I believe it's in your best interest. So again, make sure you're going in there. I'm not one to want to send a lot of text because people don't really read a lot of text. So try and keep your paragraphs very short if you can, so that you know that your client is going to read them. If it's too long, they'll skim, but they won't read. Okay. And especially if it's something important like this, you want them to read it. Do either of you have any questions or anything to add? Let me know.
Right now.
Okay, cool. So again, just going to reiterate the prompts thing. Okay, so if we're going in to write a listing description, we can say, write a listing description for 1234 Ocean Way, give the details about the home, when it was built, and then what are the best features. And again, you can also copy an old listing description, paste it into the platform, and ask it to reword it, and then just go in and customize it for you, make it sound like you, add in any keywords that you want for search engine optimization too. Always keep that in mind. So any questions that you guys have? Are you using AI? What's going on in your real estate business right now that we could help with? And I do have a couple people that are just listening if you want to chime in. Mm-hmm, yeah. Go ahead, Danielle.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I've used AI for an email that I've been sending out, kind of introducing myself to my neighbors as a real estate agent, and if they have any questions. And it was really good. I try not to make it too long because, like you said, you just lose people. People don't want to hear a bunch of stuff right off the bat when you're introducing yourself. So I think it was like 2 short paragraphs. Basically just giving them my information and just kind of letting them know that I was here to help them out. I haven't heard back. I haven't sent too many out. I think I've sent like 50. I'm trying to send a couple, like a few every 2 days. I think I just started using it like a month ago. But I do love all of your ideas with the image generator and to write a listing description, all of that. That's amazing. I meant to ask you, what is the for the for the LinkedIn, you said you use like an AI, because I actually have to get my LinkedIn, all of the description and your background and your info. I kind of just haven't, I know what I want to say, but I also don't. So I have kind of held back from using that. And I do want to update it and kind of get it going. So what did you, I have ChatGPT. I didn't know that about the 2021, that's as far back as they go for their information. But what would you recommend to use for my LinkedIn?
So when you're generating a post in LinkedIn, you should see a pop-up that basically says AI is integrated. So when you go to start a post, you should see a thing in there that says use AI, right? And so it's built right into LinkedIn.
Okay.
What I would recommend though is go into other real estate agent profiles and look at their information, right? Look and see what they have. This is where you could, kind of take some of their ideas, reword them. You can write your bio as well. Check out Bard. If you just go to Google and put in Google Bard, B-A-R-D, you'll be able to go in there and you can basically just put in your information and say, create a bio for a real estate agent with this information, and it'll write your bio for you. And then you can go in and edit it. Yeah. And that LinkedIn is a really powerful tool that a lot of real estate agents don't utilize as much as you could. But check out some other agent profiles and see what they're doing. And, don't recreate the wheel. There's a lot of really good LinkedIn profiles out there that you can look at, people that are in your, in your sphere, people or people that you follow. And you can get some really good ideas too for posting. What are they posting? It's not just listed, just sold, that kind of stuff. You want to show that you're the expert, right? The other thing you can use AI for is subject lines, right? So when you're sending out your emails, do you have creative subject lines? Do you have something that's going to want to make that person open your email? And then your first line of your email is your best real estate, because that's what they're going to see in their preview. So when they see that first line, what is the first line going to tell them that's going to make them want to read the rest of the email? So for example, you send out an email and you say neighborhood expert in your subject line, let's just say. And then in your first line, you say, I sold a home in your neighborhood. That's going to make them want to read it, right? Because they're going to want to know how much you sold it for or how long it took you to sell it. You want to think about your customer, what's in it for them, right? Always be thinking about that. When you're posting something, when you're emailing out, what is the benefit to them to working with you, right? So bios for me are okay because you want to say, this is the experience I have and this is why I'm qualified to help you. But you don't want to go too much into detail with your bio because they really have a short amount of care, right, in who you are. You really want to focus on them. So when you're doing all of your marketing stuff, whether it's LinkedIn, email, all that stuff, what's in it for them? So ChatGPT or Bard is a great way for you to generate a whole bunch of different subject lines. Like generate 25 different subject lines that are going to get a potential buyer or seller to open my email. And look through those and test them out. You can test them out, send 10 with one subject line and 10 with another one. See which one gets opened more, right? And you can track that through your database, right? Do you have tracking that shows you if somebody opened your email?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
I would say then just track if you get any responses, right? So even if it's not right now, any type of a response is the beginning of a conversation, right? So just focus on having conversations, not as much, getting deals right away, but especially with email. You can also go into LinkedIn and you can message people. If you want to network with a different professional, let's say it's a financial planner or an attorney or different things like that, connect with them and then you can message them and just start a conversation. Just, hey, do you, as an attorney, do you ever get people in a divorce situation that need help selling their home? And you don't want to pitch them right away, right? So build a connection, ask questions. What kind of clients do you work with? Different things like that. That's a really great way to use LinkedIn. And the AI stuff is really just there to support that. It's to help you come up with, what do I say? Based on, you could go into AI and say, what would be a great way to start a conversation with an attorney on LinkedIn that works with a lot of buyers and sellers or, different things like that. So you can look for probate attorneys, divorce attorneys, all these different types of professionals that you could network with, but make sure that you have your profile up and running and at least give them some good information, because the first thing they're going to do when you send that invite is they're going to go check out your profile. And I never do anything but shoot over an invite. I don't put anything in there. No. Can you generate content, but you can come up with creative ways to get people's attention using AI, right? And make your emails more effective, make them more likely to be opened. And there's a lot of really good information out there, but basically that's another thing that I use AI for, is if there's a book that I want to read, I'll go in and say, give me the top 5 points of this book and what's the most important information that I need to know. And you can even put, what's the 80-20 principle, for this book? What's the 20% of the information that gives me 80% of the value, right? And it'll summarize the book for you if you don't want to read it. And I think that's really great, especially for business books, because they can be long just for the sake of being long, without really.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Good stuff, huh?
They're so wordy, and it's just, they drag out. It's great. They're great, but it just takes a long time to get to the gist.
Yes.
I think. That's because I have a couple books that I've been wanting to read, but I haven't gotten around to it just because I'm like dreading I don't know. It's not, I've been so busy. But I have, what is that? So you asked me if I had like an email, if I knew when people were opening them up. What could I use? I'm sure there's like do you have any recommendations for that?
Yeah, you can use, I think with MailChimp, you can track your emails, and that's a free system. They have like so many, you can send so many emails with that, and you should be able to track it. But like I said, even if you can't track, just keep sending out different ones and test them and see which ones are getting you a response. Because that's really going to be your best indicator if people are finding value in it. And when you're sending your emails out, just always be thinking about what are they going to find value in. Oh, bless you. But what are they going to find valuable, right? So you as a real estate agent, what kind of information can you provide that they can't just Google, right? And people want to know what's going on with interest rates, what's going on with, buy downs, what's going on with whatever it is. So you can be that expert that can say, are you wondering about this? And there's so much information too out there that you can use AI for to really up your level of emails and social posts. And just put it in there. What are some really high performing social media posts for real estate agents? And just get ideas. And you can keep generating too, and just keep going back and redoing until you get what you want. And sometimes I'll bounce back and forth between ChatGPT and Bard and just kind of see what different answers I get. But play around with it, and it'll definitely help speed up a lot of those tasks that you don't really want to spend a ton of time on.
Yeah, right. They're so time consuming. And I'm like, I should be out there and doing more.
I know. Yeah, your best time and energy is spent prospecting. So just keep that in mind for you as well. But try that with the books. Try the summarizing and, give me the top points of this book. And you'll find, I think that so I have teenagers and they don't want to read the books that I want them to read, but I would really like them to learn some of the lessons. And I do that with them. I'll just send them a summary of it. Just be like, here you go, read this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So any other questions? Yeah. Yeah.
Not for me.
Okay. All right. Well, if anybody else thinks of anything, I'm just tiffany.klem@radiusagent.com. And you can also find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. If you have any other questions or, anything that you're like, holy crap, wow, feel free to share. I always like to hear stories from people that have integrated this into their business. And we're going to be doing another one of these. It's a little bit higher level, kind of more about data. So keep an eye on rooms and definitely join us for the next one. All right. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.